Hello there, I'm Blackbright, broadcasting out of the UK. Welcome to my channel. First time you're passing through, you're welcome to put the thumbs up, the thumbs down, give me a hard time and put a little comment down, interact with my subscribers. You're free as the birds in the sky. Like I said, I'm going to talk about shot in the back for being black. That's Mr. Blake. Mr. Jacob Blake, 24 years old. No, he's 29 years old. Can you imagine? 29 years old. Now, it wasn't like he was resisting arrest. It wasn't like he was creating a hoo-ha, giving them some lips, as far as what I could see. To be honest, somebody sent the video to me yesterday, and I saw the boy walk towards his car, the man walked towards his car, and I saw the police pull out the gun and I switched it off. I didn't need to see. I thought for somebody to send me that, obviously it's not going to be very pleasant. So I didn't watch it. But then I watched the news last night, which I wish I hadn't have done because it played on my mind all night. Why would the police shoot a man in the back who is unarmed, who is non-aggressive, who is not giving you lip, who's not agitating the situation? Why would a police officer do that? I came to the conclusion that he does it because he can. And I also came to the conclusion that he probably deliberately shot him in a way that wouldn't kill him, but would disable him, because then he can't get done for murder. But regardless, it is just so tragic. And you know, the sad thing about all of this is that he was stopping a fight between two women. Had he not interfered, he'd be alive today. And what subliminal message does that send us? It sends us a message that we mustn't interfere. If we see something going down, we must ignore it. And that subliminal message is spreading throughout the community. Let's keep ourselves to ourselves. This has got nothing to do with me. It's not my brother. It's not my son. It's not my husband. It's somebody else's. It's somebody else's problem. They can mourn over it. We'll stay here and we'll try to pretend it doesn't happen. But deep down inside, they just suspect that it could happen to them. And that is the fearful thing. When people are killed for no reason, it leaves you with that fear that it could happen to me for doing nothing, absolutely nothing. And it's a way of those kind of police officers who are, I don't even know if they're racist or if they're just sick people, but it's for those kind of police officers, it's their way of keeping you in your place. Remember, well, you probably won't remember, in slavery times, they used to pick out a few men, torture them in front of the rest of the slaves to use them as an example, to say, look, this could happen to you if you're not careful. So it was a form of keeping the slaves in their place. And to me, this is not dissimilar. This is exactly the same thing. You're shooting random people for no reason, and you're more or less saying, look, this is what could happen to you. You better keep in your place. You better not get in my way. That's my interpretation of the event, because I cannot see any logical reason for Jacob Blake being shot in the back, apart from being black, unarmed. What other reason could there be? This happened. He was shot 7 times in the back. May never walk again. It damaged his spinal column, got shot in the arm, shot in the stomach. His colon and intestines had to be removed, damage to his kidney, damage to his liver. And he had 3 children. When he was walking to his car, 3 children in the back of the car had to witness their father being shot down like a dog for walking to his car, shot in the back. I mean, there's something sinister about what is going on. First, we had George Foreman, and it's almost like they don't even care that they're being filmed. What kind of people are they? Are they pretending they're police officers? Have they infiltrated the police in order to do things like this? Are they bloody aliens? What are they? They're not behaving like human beings. I mean, just because you've got a gun, it gives you the license to shoot somebody who's unarmed. I mean, you're supposed to be shooting when you feel threatened. And I did a video some time ago about just by virtue of being black is a threat to some people. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything. Being black is the threat. Even a black man with his back turned to you is a threat. They can see it as defiance. They can see it, how dare you turn your back on me? They can interpret a black man in particular any way that they want. And so ingrained is their hostility and their hatred and their resentment that the slightest little thing, I don't know what that slightest little thing is enough for a black man to get shot. The police officers need to have a mental assessment, a mental health assessment. People who do that are not normal. It's not, and the thing is, if they could claim that he was going for a gun, if he was resisting arrest, then you can kind of put some sense to it. But you can't even do that. You can't even say he shot him because he just shot him, full stop, 7 times in the back. What is going on in the mind? What kind of people are they in the police force? And, well, I've just said it's provocative, isn't it? Those police officers who are doing this, they're provoking a reaction. Are they provoking a race riot? This isn't about race. On the one hand, you can say it's about race because the people they're shooting in the back are black. But on the other hand, it's about police officers who are sick, who are trying to provoke a course of action. They're guilty of inciting violence. When you see people protesting and rioting, they're inciting violence. They're inciting violence by their behaviour. And it's almost like it's deliberate. It's like, so what are you going to do about it? If they were English, what are you going to do about it? That's the challenge. What are you going to do about what I've just done? Tell me what you're going to do. Supposing somebody shot him in the back afterwards. I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen. I wonder if the court would deem that. No, they can't even deem it as self-defense because it would be a third party, wouldn't it? So no, they wouldn't deem it as self-defense. But I don't understand why the police are being so provocative. And that is what it is. They're provoking a reaction. They want a riot. And I keep saying this. This behaviour isn't normal. They want people to come out on the street so they can set the army on them. That's my feeling, my innate feeling, because I just don't get it. I don't get what goes on in the mind to know that a man can do that in the face of cameras and not care. That's why I'm very, very skeptical about police officers. How do they qualify? What is their motivation? Are they checked? Is their mental health checked? Or can you just go and be a police officer? In the UK, you can be a police officer after two years training. I don't know what kind of training that is. But, you know, they're not given, they should be given these tests. You know, these tests that make them, just by answering it one way, you can determine what kind of person they are. They should be giving them those type of tests because, like I said, these few bad apples, they seem to be increasing and there seem to be being more and more of them. And you notice how they broadcast Jacob's murder, and then next to it, they put that guy who shot all those Muslims, 52 Muslims, back to back, almost to minimise what the police officer has done by paralleling it with the man who shot 52 Muslims who's getting life. As if to say, oh, that's just one life. So I don't see how protesting, looting and destroying property solves the problem. I can imagine the frustration and the helplessness, not knowing what to do. Not knowing what to do. Do we just leave it for the family to get lawyers and, you know, do what they need to do? And the rest, everybody just goes home and waits for the next killing. Is that what we're meant to do? Just let them sort it out and not play into their hands. Because God forbid if people play into their hands. Yes, you have people saying, yeah, let's riot, let's do this, we've got to do this or we've got to do that. But is that the answer? Is it going to solve the problem? If you can guarantee it's going to solve the problem, then yeah, but I don't see how that's going to solve the problem. I don't see how rioting and protesting and giving them an excuse to come out in full force and brutalise you and kill you. I don't know if that's the answer. I don't think it is. But I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. It has to be something different. And I think it's something you need to pray on and sleep on and seek answers for. Because it's not working. Whatever it is you're doing, the protesting is not working. The rioting is not working. With systematic racism, when you've got racism from the top right down to the bottom, you've got no one on your side. So what is it going to do if you loot and shoot and they take you in, bung you in prison? Because as far as they're concerned, it didn't directly affect you. Even though it does indirectly affect you, because you could be the next victim. But what the law is saying is that you have no right to loot and shoot because that death didn't directly affect you. It wasn't your brother, it wasn't your mum, it wasn't whoever. So you get penalised. And on top of that, you probably get ill-treated too. Like I said, his violence for violence is the answer. To incite violence by the police through provocation. So that's what I'm saying. It's almost like they're inciting violence. So we're going to commit this violence. What are you going to do about it? Black people, this is what happens if you interfere. This is the message that we're getting, keeping us in our place. We have to stand by and watch, reminiscent of slavery. Black people have families versus those who are mourning over the departed. So black people who have families, they're going to be thinking, listen, I need to look after my family. I need to look after number one. I can't get involved in all of this. And so people are being segregated, separated, and there's no one to help, no one to lead, no one to provide answers. So your comments and thoughts would be appreciated. Bye-bye.